What if I told you that the death of the Vegas buffet wasn't about rising food costs, inflation, or even the pandemic, but about a deliberate corporate strategy to push out the wrong kind of customer? Picture this: 1990s Las Vegas. You walk into the Bellagio, the Rio, or Caesar's Palace, and for $6.99, you're staring at mountains of king crab legs, prime rib carved to order, and endless dessert stations. The buffet wasn't just a meal, it was the Vegas experience. Families saved for months just to eat like royalty for a few days. Fast forward to today. That same buffet, if it even exists, it'll cost you $79.99 per person. And the crab legs? Gone. The prime rib? Replaced with chicken thighs. The magic? Erased. But here's the kicker. This wasn't an accident. This was a calculated purge. And the CEOs? They're not even hiding it anymore. Let me take you back to where it all began. In 1941, the El Rancho Vegas opened the first midnight chuck wagon buffet, an all-you-can-eat spread designed to keep gamblers in the casino longer. It was genius. Feed them cheap, keep them playing, and the house always wins. For decades, this formula worked. Buffets became loss leaders, intentional money losers that brought in the crowds. The Rio's Carnival World Buffet served 120 different dishes daily. The Bellagio buffet had live cooking stations with chefs flown in from around the world. Caesar's Bacchanal buffet redefined luxury with 9 kitchens preparing 500-plus items. And the price? Laughably low. The average Vegas buffet in 1995 cost $7.50. Even in 2010, you could gorge yourself for under $20 at most properties. But this golden era rested on one critical assumption: volume over margin. Get thousands of people through the door, make a few bucks on each, but hook them on gambling. The buffet was the bait. The casino floor was the trap. Then something shifted. The numbers don't lie, and they're devastating. Here's what they don't want you to know about the buffet apocalypse. Only 8 buffets remain on the Las Vegas Strip where 18 once stood. That is a 56% extinction rate. The buffet at Luxor closed March 30th, 2025, charging $31.99 for adults, one of the cheapest options left. Westgate's Fresh Buffet permanently closed in early 2025, eliminating their $30 daily brunch buffet. Over 40 buffets ceased operations since 2020 across all of Las Vegas, according to industry tracking. But here's where it gets worse. Let's look at what replaced these affordable options. Boyd Gaming closed all casino buffets except one, the Garden Court Buffet, at Main Street Station downtown. Every other Boyd property converted to food halls. Station casinos closed Red Rock Resort and Suncoast buffets, never reopened them post-pandemic. They're gone forever. MGM Resorts maintains only 4 buffets on the Strip: Bellagio, MGM Grand, Excalibur, and Circus Circus. Luxor is now closed. And the pricing? Hold on to your wallet. Bacchanal Buffet at Caesar's Palace. $40-$85, depending on day and time, for the same concept that used to cost $1 in 1946. The Wynn Buffet, $64.99 to $84.99, marketed as extravagance within reach. Give me a break. Bellagio Buffet, $18.95 to $52.95, and that's considered reasonable now. Compare this to historical pricing. 1946. El Rancho Vegas Buckaroo Buffet, $1. 1970s, Caesar's Palace Buffet, $2.75. Mid-2000s, Rio Carnival World Buffet, under $10. 2013, when premium buffets like Bacchanal opened at $26 to $50, industry analysts called it exorbitant. Today, the cheapest buffet options start at $30 plus, representing a 3,000% price increase since the 1970s, far outpacing inflation. The evidence doesn't stop there. Enter the Wall Street era of casino management. In the 2000s and 2010s, Vegas casinos weren't run by gamblers or showmen anymore. They were run by MBA-wielding executives with one obsession: margin optimization. Companies like MGM Resorts and Caesars Entertainment went public, got leverage to the moon, and suddenly had to answer to shareholders every quarter. And shareholders don't care about tradition or the Vegas experience. They care about EBITDA. So the analysts started asking, why are we losing money on buffets? Here's where the betrayal begins. In 2014, MGM's then CFO Dan Darrigo said in an earnings call, "We re-examining every revenue stream and cost center. Some legacy offerings no longer align with our guest demographic targets." Translation: buffets attract the wrong people. By 2016, Caesars Entertainment began quietly shrinking portions, raising prices, and limiting hours. The Rio's Buffet, once a temple of excess, cut its crab leg offerings by 60%. Prime rib became a premium upcharge. Shrimp turned from jumbo to medium. And in 2019, just before the pandemic, MGM CEO Bill Hornbuckle admitted in an interview, "The modern Vegas visitor wants curated experiences, not quantity. We're pivoting to quality." But here's what quality actually meant. Push out the middle-class families and retirees who came for the buffet and replace them with higher-spending luxury travelers. The buffet wasn't dying from natural causes. It was being assassinated. Then came March 2020. COVID-19 hit, and Vegas shut down. When the casinos reopened in June 2020, something was different. Almost every major buffet stayed closed. MGM, Caesars, Wynn, they all cited health concerns and social distancing. But here's the thing. By mid-2021, when restaurants, nightclubs, and even crowded sportsbooks were back at full capacity, the buffets still weren't reopening. Why? Because the pandemic gave casino corporations the perfect cover to do what they wanted for years: kill the buffet for good. Let's look at the numbers. In 2019, MGM operated 12 buffets across its Vegas properties. By 2023, only 3 remained open, and 2 of those were rebranded as premium dining experiences, with prices starting at $59.99. Caesars was even more aggressive. The iconic Bacchanal Buffet reopened in 2021, but at $84.99 per person on weekends. The Rio's Buffet shuttered permanently. Harrah's? Gone. Flamingo? Reduced to a sad breakfast-only operation. Station Casinos, which catered to locals, closed its beloved feast buffets at multiple properties and never brought them back. Even worse, the few buffets that survived underwent drastic shrinkflation. The Wynn Buffet, which once cost $49.99, now charges $79.99, but the Seafood Tower is half the size. The dessert selection is cut by 40%, and wait times stretch to 2 hours because they're deliberately understaffing to squeeze margins. One former buffet manager at an MGM property told a local news station in 2022, "Corporate told us the goal was to make buffets so expensive and inconvenient that people would stop coming. They wanted to reclaim the real estate for high-margin restaurants." That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a business strategy. Now, let's talk about the lie they're selling. Casino executives claim buffets became economically unfeasible. They blame rising food costs, labor shortages, and changing consumer preferences. Bullshit. Here's the math. In 2019, the average cost to operate a Vegas buffet was roughly $18 to $22 per guest. That includes food, labor, and overhead. Buffets were charging $25 to $35 per person. That's a profit of $3 to $13 per head on a volume business. Now compare that to a sit-down restaurant in the same casino. Food cost $12 to $18 per entree, but they're charging $40 to $60 per plate. Labor? Same as the buffet, if not lower because servers handle fewer tables. Profit margin? 40 to 50% versus the buffet's 15 to 20%. So yes, restaurants make more money per guest. But here's what they're not telling you. Buffets drove foot traffic that fed the entire casino ecosystem. Families came for the $20 buffet. Then dad played $500 on the slots. Mom bought $200 in show tickets. The kids begged for $50 in arcade games. The buffet was the gateway drug. But Wall Street doesn't care about ecosystem value. They care about margin per square foot. And a buffet taking up 15,000 square feet with a 15% margin looks like wasted space compared to a celebrity chef restaurant doing 50% margins in 5,000 square feet. So they gutted the buffets, jacked up prices on the survivors, and told us it was progress. Let's be clear about who lost here. This wasn't about evolving tastes. This was about class cleansing. The Vegas buffet was the great equalizer. It didn't matter if you were a retiree on a fixed income or a whale dropping $50K at the baccarat table. Everyone stood in the same line, ate the same crab legs, and felt like royalty for an hour. That's gone now. Today's Vegas is designed for bottle service bros, influencer bachelorette parties, and high-limit gamblers. If you're a middle-class family trying to have a memorable vacation without maxing out your credit cards, you're not the target demographic anymore. One couple I spoke with drove from Phoenix to celebrate their 30th anniversary in 2023. They'd been coming to Vegas every year since the 90s. Their tradition? Buffet dinner at the Bellagio, followed by a show. When they arrived, the Bellagio buffet was $69.99 per person on a Tuesday night. With taxes and tip, their dinner cost $172. They left before finishing their meal. It just felt like a ripoff, the husband told me. Same food you'd get at a Golden Corral, but 4 times the price. We're not coming back. And that's exactly what the casinos want. They want those guests to stop coming. So here's the truth they don't want you to know. The death of the Vegas buffet wasn't about economics. It was about demographics. Corporate casino executives looked at the data and decided that the middle-class Americans who built Vegas into what it is, who saved up for family vacations, who celebrated birthdays and anniversaries over prime rib and shrimp cocktails, weren't profitable enough. So they killed the buffet, not with a bang, but with price hikes, portion cuts, and temporary closures that became permanent. And now they're shocked that locals are staying away, that repeat visitors are choosing other destinations, that the magic of Vegas is fading. Here's my prediction. In 5 years, the Vegas buffet will be completely extinct, or it'll exist only as a $150 per person luxury experience that defeats the entire purpose. The Strip may still glitter, but without the soul of what made Vegas accessible to everyone. That glitter is just cheap paint over corporate greed. If you've got a Vegas buffet story, a memory from the golden days, or a horror story from today's rip-off prices, drop it in the comments. Let's build a record of what we've lost. Because once it's gone, they'll rewrite history and tell us we never wanted it in the first place.